It's Marty here and Brian. We're part of the College Fund Challenge 2012. Been a while since we've seen you guys. We took a couple weeks off, but not by our own doing. Well, I guess by our own doing, but there's a few reasons why we haven't been producing videos here in a little bit. But I'll talk about that in a little while. We're gonna have a little different format. It's a school week night, pretty late. Almost Brian's bedtime, so we got to speak it up. He's going to introduce the challenge. Go ahead, Brian.
The reason we're doing this is to raise $100,000 for our college funds, and we're doing that by buying and reselling items.
Yep. They're doing pretty good. They both started off, well, obviously, Greg's not here tonight. It is a school night, almost late for bedtime, like I said, but they both started off with $5, and the concept is to just continuously flip items until they reach enough to cash flow their college funds. But now that we're through that, here we go. Some of the items that we bought since the last video have already been posted, sold, and shipped. So can't show you everything, but we could show you a quick synopsis of some of the things we did buy. Go ahead, Brian, grab a couple things. One of the things that everybody will know what it is that I personally bought was a complete set of P90X workout DVDs with the nutrition guide, all that. I bought it for $5. It was one of the very first garage sales we hit. It ended up selling for something like $60. Real quick flip. I mean, same day, within hours of posting. Now this thing, same garage sale actually. It knew in the box. It looked old. I didn't know what it was. I didn't have my phone on me. Spent $5, open it up, and all the glue's like nasty. It's basically going to go to the auction house. What it brings, it brings. It's that time of holiday or a season, so that is what it is. Okay, Brian, next item. Yep, that's a good item. All right, so here's another reason why we took a little break. But I bought this. The guy's son was selling it. He had died. They were selling the estate to pay for his burial, but it is a brand new set of boat speakers, still sealed. The box is a little ragged, but everything is still sealed in the original packaging on the inside. I'll go into that a little bit. The very first time I put it up on for auction, it sold for $178, but like I said, we'll talk about that in a minute. Go ahead, Brian. I bought several movies and DVDs and DVD sets or series, a few cameras, Polaroid cameras. I don't want them to spend all night going back and forth and to bore you guys. A few books. What else?
Ab Lounger.
We bought an Ab Lounger for $6. I haven't posted that on Craigslist or local yard sale listings here lately.
The last video with all the chef stuff though.
Oh yeah, I had a whole bunch of what is that thing called? Those specialty cooking utensils and different items. They sold. I paid $45 for them, and I think total profit after shipping and everything was $123. I have it on here somewhere.
He bought a whole bunch of Coca-Cola stuff.
Oh, I know, Coca-Cola lot. I really didn't make any money on that. Broke even. I'd say $15 profit. No, nothing real big to speak of.
Oh, you bought that GPS.
Yeah, we're talking about items that are already sold. The GPS that we advertised, bought it for $35. It sold for $78, and after shipping and everything, I think I doubled my money anyway on that item. But I tell you what, here, Brian, come here.
Yep.
The thing that we're noticing is we've been watching a lot of different videos. What inspired this challenge to begin with was the $1 to $50,000 challenge. I got a shout out on there this week. I was pretty impressed. I didn't think I was going to get it. He actually hasn't seen it, so I might show that to him after this. I watched a few other videos, and I've noticed that a lot of people specialize in different specific areas. I think ours are going to be more electronics and outdoors type stuff. I don't think we're going to go into collectibles too much, just because it's hit or miss, and if you don't have that specialty, if you don't know a lot about them, you're not gonna. Your profit potential is not there. You like that Christmas thing I bought. I bought it. Yeah, I probably make my money back at the local auction, but nothing to think of, and it kind of just takes up space and time and effort, and doesn't really serve a purpose. So I'm gonna stick with stuff that I personally know that I can make money on. Yeah, a few weeks back, we were super excited about this hard drive that Brian bought. He bought it for 20 bucks. It sold for $65 plus shipping, so he made like $40 profit on this thing. Well, here, actually, I'll tell you exactly what he made. It sold for $74.60 with shipping. So if you take out the 20 bucks and everything, he ended up making $42 worth of profit. And we're getting into something that I wanted to talk to you about here in a little bit. Let me cut this off. I'm gonna go ahead and tuck Brian into bed, and I'll be right back. All right, and we're back. So now that I got my beverage, the kids are asleep. Here's the deal. The reason we took a break. We went garage selling the fair next week, but then we were having issues with returns and lost items via UPS. And I'll come out and straight say it. I think out of all the shipping availability out there, USPS is the worst possible one to use. You can save a little bit of money through first class or medium mail, but overall, when it comes to lost items or insurance claims, they're the hardest, most difficult one to deal with. I personally like UPS and DHL the best. But here's the deal: that verbatim hard drive that Brian bought, it was a great purchase. Tripled his money actually. But guess what? It made it all the way to basically the last distribution center. I personally think somebody ripped it off, but it got lost, and I didn't purchase insurance on it, and it went to the recovery center in Atlanta. Well, I don't seriously think I'll ever see that item again. So I refunded the customer his money, and then wasn't sure if I should take that out of the funds for the challenge, take it out of his, kind of just as a loss, and continued on. Well, talked it over with a few people. Since this is kind of his business, his challenge, we took it out of his total profit. Took it away from the money he has available to use towards purchasing items. Not that it hurt him very bad. He's sitting at $114.97 available. Greg's sitting at $22, and I've sold right at $500. And get this, the total profit since we started this project, we've spent $27.50 that came out of my pocket to start it up, and we've turned it into $635.93. And we started on October 3rd, I believe. Let me get here. October 21st. So literally 30 days has passed since we started this project, and we turned $27.50 into $635. And that's not including all those products you just saw. But back to that speaker set. Here lately, and with my own personal resale business and the challenge, it has been a huge influx. And I don't know if this is across the board on eBay and Amazon or whoever else you sell through, but a huge amount of non-payment. I mean, they'll bid and just not pay it. So you sit on that item for 4 days, file your claim, then it's another 4 days before you can close the claim. So a total of 8 days have passed, and you still don't have any money. And it sucks because you can't relist it because they might pay within those 8 days. So you're stuck on an item and you can't do anything with it. And it's slowing us down big time. I'm talking probably 25% of the items that we've sold, that's the case. Sell it, seller doesn't pay. Sell it, it gets shipped off, seller doesn't like it, wants his return, comes back. I mean, I've spent more time on refunds and insurance claims and various other just general selling issues in the last week and a half than I have in the last 2 years. And I don't know if it's the condition of the economy or what's creating this issue, but I hope if you're a buyer out there and you're looking at this video, don't be a bum. If you bid on something, pay for it, okay? Another issue or reason why we slowed down a little bit was obviously Thanksgiving. Had a wonderful Thanksgiving, went up, it was my son's birthday too. We went up, saw Chicago Bears beat the hell out of, damn, I don't even remember who the hell they played against. Minnesota. Went to the game, went to the stadium, saw that. That was a good game. And another thing was just tracking our totals. I was having a huge problem between my writing, Greg's writing, and Brian's writing in our books that we were maintaining. And there were so many different ways that I was doing it one way, Brian was doing it another, Greg was doing it another. So I never knew who had what money and where it was, what the total profits were. Well, I put this pretty cool Excel spreadsheet together, and I did it in about 2 hours the other day. Basically what it does is you list all your product, you list what you bought it for, what it sold for, what your fees are for the various website that you're using, and what your shipping total was. And then it categorizes it and totals it up into individual lines. So I already went over the numbers, but let's see. So far, minus what we haven't sold, like I said, Brian's at 115, Greg's at 22, I'm at 500. So not bad. Shout out to everybody out there. I tell you what, I've watched more YouTube videos on selling and reselling just to see if the trends that I was seeing or suffering were the same. Nobody's really talked about it, but maybe they will after this video. I hope everybody's having a good experience out there for the month. I was hoping to get a real good push for the holidays so I didn't really have to pay out of pocket for Christmas, to be honest with you. But previous months have already taken care of that, so that's pretty good. Sell-a-thon or post-a-thon, $1 $50,000 challenge. Said they go through a couple days over the weekend and just post, and I think they call it a post-a-thon. I'm not sure what the specific terms were. But we are doing that this weekend. We are getting our record straight. I'm getting ready for a huge push, a huge growth push in 2013. Revamping things, making new spreadsheets, making new ways of tracking profits versus expenses, turning this thing into it just to cover my butt. You know, the different agencies that you sell through have different selling limits, and if I get to a certain volume level, I'll start selling on my own website. That's the hope to eventually switch to that. If you like our videos, I need you to go ahead and subscribe, like, spread it, do whatever you want to do. I'm liking all the emails I'm getting saying people are subscribing, so it gets me motivated, gets me hyped up. And this weekend, hopefully we'll get into some good garage sales. So y'all take care, have a good night.